The purpose of this video tutorial is to demonstrate how to do a basic word study online using some of the tools that are available there. And we're going to be making use of the ones at Bible.org. And Bible.org is the website that hosts the Net Bible. And if you look over here in this right-hand column, you'll notice that there's this column that says Online Net Bible Study Tool, and that's where we're going to be going. And click on that, and it opens up here to this screen, which they call the Net Bible Study Environment. And just to get familiar with this, because we'll be using it to do word studies together, in the left-hand column we have the scriptures, in this case Matthew chapter 1. If you want, you can, this is from the Net Bible, but if you hit parallel here, you can see the verse at the top in about 10 different versions, including the NET, the New International Version, New American Standard Bible, and so on. Over here on the right-hand side, you can get notes. These are the notes from the NET Bible, the New English Translation. You can see the original text. Here in the case is the Greek for the New Testament, or it would be the Hebrew if we're in the Old Testament. They have some articles that have been written that are related to the topics there of Matthew chapter 1. There's a glossary of names that are found in this chapter, and happens to be a lot because it's the genealogy of Christ. And there's also a search that you can do related to biblical words. Up here we can see the reference. We're in Matthew chapter 1, and up in this upper right-hand box we can do searches, and the different types of input are listed there. We can do a search on words like God is love, phrases in quotes, Jesus Christ. Will search for that string. You can do a search for a chapter of the Bible, John 1 in this case, or a specific verse, or passages. I guess it'll give you more than one passage at the same time. You can do a search on the Strong's number if you know the number associated with the Hebrew or Greek word. And I'm not really sure what filter EX is. Possibly that would mean to do a search on Jesus, but specifically within the book of Luke. We're going to use this to go to Ephesians 2:8 to study the word gift that we've been looking at in our notes. And here's the chapter, Ephesians 2:8. If we go down here to verse 8, for by grace you are saved through faith, this not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. And if we rest the cursor on the word gift, an information box comes up with 1435. That is the Strong number for the Greek word. That's the underlying word that was translated gift here in Ephesians 2:8. If we double click on this word, a drop-down menu shows up, and we can search the scriptures for the word gift. We can look up gift in the English dictionary. But what we're going to do is this third option. We're going to search the Bible for Strong's number 1435. In other words, it's going to do a search of the Greek text looking for the Greek word 1435. So we'll click on that. And over here, if you'll notice, we now read Bible 17 under the Search tab. And if we click on that, we're going to get a listing. Here's a listing of 17 verses related to this Strong number 1435. And here's the Greek number listed at the top. This is a dictionary entry for Doron, number 1435. And what that means, if we click on this link here, it'll open up a dictionary of Greek words to that word. So we'll just click on that, and over here you'll see it's changed now to this dictionary. And we'll have a lot of information. We'll look at that in just a moment. But here we want to just take a look at these verses. And if we were going to do a full study of the word Doron, we won't take the time to do it here. But if we were, what we'd want to do is look at every one of these references and examine how the word is being used by the various writers of the New Testament. Usage is what determines meaning. How the word was used tells us what it means. And so what we'd be looking for is consistent use, variations within that, nuances of context. For instance, in this verse here in Matthew 23:19, you are blind, for which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? And here's our word gift, doron, and it's referring to the gift that is given at the temple and is placed upon the altar. It'd be a sacrificial lamb or something similar. And the Lord is asking which is greater, the gift or the offering, or the altar that makes the gift sacred. And take note, too, that the word gift here is appearing twice in this verse. So even though gift appears in 17 verses, we're going to find that it appears more than 17 times in the New Testament, because in a few verses it appears more than once. Matthew 5:24, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother, and then come and present your gift. Again, double usage. Luke 21:1, Jesus looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the offering box. Here it's used in the plural. And we won't take the time now, but if we were doing a true study, we would have to go verse by verse. And in this case, since there's 17 actually more occurrences of the word in the New Testament, we actually have a fair bit of data to analyze there. But that's good, because the more times a word occurs, the more likely we're going to be able to truly understand what it means. And what I like to do is, before looking at the dictionary entry, just see if I can't myself write a definition and to capture each of the meanings of the word and the context in which it was used, and maybe to write that down. And then once I've done that, I would go over and look here at the dictionary account of it. Let's see what we've got. We've got doron, 1435. Here's the pronunciation, kind of anglicized doron. The origin has to do with the word a present or a gift. And here's its reference if you wanted to look up the same word in the TDNT, which is the Theological Dictionary of New Testament Words by, that'd be the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament by Gerhard Kittel, which he wrote he was the editor and worked with others in a very large 10-volume set on New Testament words, and there's a lot of theology involved in it as well. So this would be for the second volume, page 166, I believe, would be where you would find that. The part of speech, it's a noun. In Greek, now what we have here are all the variations of the listing, or how doron appears in different cases. As a noun, it would be fully declined in different cases, and nominative and dative, and it would tell us about what cases it appears in if we were interested in the variations within the Greek text. This next line tells us the variations within the English text. As the translators of the NET Bible brought it into English, they also had some variation, just feeling the same English word didn't really work in every context. So the word came across in English as gifts, gift, a gift, given to God, offering, and offerings. And the number next to it is an indication of how many times they use that word to render the Greek word gift. And here we have a count. The total number of times the word appears 19. If you counted up these, they should come to 19. And we have 17 verses here, which will tell us in two of these it appears twice. And here's the definition that the scholars who wrote this dictionary. I'm not sure what dictionary they're using, or if this is one of their own, or it's just a net Bible dictionary. Number one, a gift, a present. Gifts offered in expression of honor, of sacrifices and other gifts offered to God, of money cast into the treasury for the purposes of the temple and for the support of the poor, the offering of a gift, or of gifts. And for synonyms, it gives us another strong number that we could search on if we wanted to see another Greek word that's very close to this in meaning. And variations of present, specialty, a sacrifice, gift, or offerings. So I'm not sure what that list is there. Okay, we're going to go take a quick look at what is this. This is null 5839. I'm not sure what that is. So we'll come back here. So what we would do at this point is to take what we came up with ourselves, compare it to what's found in the dictionary, and we always want to defer to the dictionary written by scholars who give their lives to the study of these things, who also consulted occurrences of the word outside of the New Testament, so they have much more information to work from. But nevertheless, we still might have insight of our own from looking at the Scriptures specifically, which can amplify and shed additional light on the dictionary definition. And bringing that together, we'd want to write a short synopsis in our study notes of what we learned from examining the 19 references in the Scriptures, from looking at this information in the dictionary, combining those together. And doing that, we might come up with this. That's just a short definition, but gives you an idea of how to do word study using these tools online. Very powerful. You can learn a lot of information and give you great insight into really what the Scriptures mean. We're really blessed to have these types of tools available to us.